Hi, welcome to Tints and Tones. My name is Harshini. I am teaching how to draw this line in this video from the beginning, from the sketching portion until painting. I'm using the existing brushes in Procreate. You can use paper pencil, color pencils as well. This will be very useful, and I'll give this color palette as well in the description. You can download it for free. I'll also give one of my basic brush in the description, this brush which I'll be using in this painting. This is also for free, and I'll use only existing brushes. If you want to download the outline of this line, you can download that as well. This one I'll give it in the description so that you can follow along. This outline also I'll be teaching. If you don't want to draw the outline and directly go to the painting portion, you can skip. You can see the timestamp I've given in the description to go to the directly to the painting section. And let's begin the video. First, I'm going to the brush section and using the dry ink, and in the color, I'm using the fourth color from the first row. Brush size is around 11%, and first, let me start by drawing a basic shape. So I'm drawing a circle here and resizing it. So I'm making it a perfect circle by not lifting the hand. After you draw the circle, do not lift your hand so it turns into a perfect circle. And then select it, use the select button and slightly move it. Now let me reduce the opacity to around 50-60%, and now let's start drawing the face. Now let's draw the eye line. So since a face is a spherical object, always draw the outline eye line little curvy so that it becomes like a 3D object. Like if you can see this, once I draw this outline, it becomes like a ball. So the eye is placed here in the front. So this is where the eye portion comes, and this is the reference lines. Let me reduce opacity and let's start drawing in a new layer. Create one new layer and increase the opacity, and let's draw. Now around the circle, I'm keeping that as a reference line and slightly making the head little tapered in the top. Instead of nice round, I'm just making it as slightly curved here. And now let me draw the cheek portion. Two U curve, a C and an inverted C. It need not be. So this is what I have drawn. This is the cheek portion, and now let's draw the chin. Just join these two C's by taking a small curve. So the first circle which we drew is just a reference, so that your head portion doesn't go in different direction. So it's like a reference line. So we'll have a reference point to draw the face structure. So this is the outer line of the face. Now let's draw the eye line, just one single line. So just one line. So if you can see, this eye is slanting towards this side and this eye is slanting towards this side. So how I have drawn is, let me slightly turn, keep it straight. Now let me select both the layers and slightly rotate it. Now if you can see here, I have not drawn an eye like this in one single line. So I have drawn a reference line like this, and I have drawn two lines like this, so that it shows that the eye portion in front of the face, like if this is the sphere, eye should be there here, like it should not be flat. That's why I have drawn a curvy line. Now let's draw the nose. So since this is slightly a baby line, I am just drawing the nose slightly below the eye, and this is how we draw the line outline. So to draw this, you don't have to use iPad or Procreate or Apple Pencil. You can just use your normal paper pencil and start drawing. Now what I've done, it's like a W, but do not curve it like this. Won't look good. It's like a smiling face. And draw a slightly U curve and color the top portion. Now let's color it later using color, let it be. Later we'll draw the tongue portion. Now let's draw the eye. Nice round eye you can draw. And just slightly shade it. Now let's draw some eyebrows. Since it's a cartoonic line, I don't know if real line has an eyebrow, but since it's a cartoonic line, I'm just drawing some eyebrows so that it has some structure. Now let's make the mouth slightly bigger. It looks like a rabbit. So far, looks like a different animal. Once we start drawing it, let me switch off the first layer and go back to let me delete it and go back to the second layer. Just cleaning it a bit. Now let's draw the hair portion. So when you are drawing the hair portion, just come around the face. Let me erase this as well. So eraser brush which I am using is a soft brush, airbrushing. Under the airbrushing section you can use a soft brush. Now go to the brush section, same drying brush. First, before drawing the hair, let's draw a very light shape. So this is where your hair portion stays. So it will not get misaligned. Once you start with the basic shape, it will not get misaligned. Now you can start drawing the details. So what I am doing is just drawing like this, random V's, so it will get some hair structure to it. So once you start observing these small things, anyone will be able to draw. So now it looks like a baby lion. Let me resize it to a small face. It's very big. And let me turn the canvas and turn the line face as well. This will be better for this diagram. Now let me draw some ears. Even the ear portion is having some hairs to it. Just a small line over here and a small line over here, just to give some shape to the face. And let's make the nose slightly bigger if it is not already. Reducing the brush size to 2%. Just erase it and correct it. Now it looks better. Let's draw the body. So just draw two lines. Again it's going slanting. Let me align it. Let me switch off the net. Now I'm just drawing two lines over here. And a V-like structure like this. It's a king, so I'm just drawing some golden blanket like structure it's having, and also I'll draw a small crown over here. Now let's start drawing the legs. It's a baby lion. So now how do you draw the legs? Just draw a oval shaped structure here. With simple shapes, do not complicate it. Sometimes drawing the fingers and everything will be slightly difficult. So I'm just using simple shapes. Rather than it's difficult, it's not needed in few places. So this is a nice slanting round. This round should be placed in this direction and this round is in this direction, so that it feels like the legs are spread and it's sit in a place. It is sitting in a place. Now let me just slightly correct the cloth. Slightly curvy in structure and some lines to denote it's a cloth. Now let's draw the hand. First, when you're drawing the hand, let's first draw some basic shapes again. 1, 2. Let me draw a smaller line. This line should be above the leg line. It should not be below. It should be slightly above the leg line. And two more smaller lines here. I hope you get it. And then extend this line, the outer line, to the top. Now let's start drawing the fingers of the hand. Draw one U curve here and one more U curve here. And just curve the legs inside and curve this leg inside. The curve is not touching any other line, it's just half curve. And now around this curve, just draw one line and just draw a U and one more U. 3 U's. 1 U, 2 U and 3. Now let's reduce the pressure you're using and draw a very light line, oval shaped structure here. And similarly here as well. This is a pressure sensitive brush. You can vary the pressure. Anyhow, we are not going to use this outline, it's just for your reference purpose. Now let's draw a big dollar like structure. Just draw a line here and here just to connect everything, and that's it. Now let me slightly erase this top portion using very less pressure and just drawing some hairs rather than it being a very plain line. If you just draw some V's here and there, it feels more organic. Now this is how you draw a line, baby line. So here I started with the basic circle. Step by step we have developed this character. And since this is a baby line, one of the important character is drawing the mouth close to the eyes. When you bring the mouth close to eyes, the cuteness increases and it becomes like a baby. So this is one thing. Let me center it. Now let's start painting. For painting also, I am just using the existing brushes. Now going back to the default brushes, go to the brush section and go to add brushing, this one, and select a medium brush. Now go back to the palette, select the lightest color possible. Here this is the fifth color. In yellow color, this is the lightest color. In the third row, fifth color you can select. Create one new layer by clicking this plus icon, and then in the new layer you can rename it, mentioning it's a painting layer, and this is the outline layer. And select this end, reduce the opacity to around 15%, and then go back to the paint layer. Now let's start painting. Go back to the brush. This brush I'll give in the download section, it's free. You can use this base brush. I'll give this base brush in the download section. And in the coloring, let's select the fifth color. Starting to color, let's use the lasso tool to select the painting place wherever you want to paint. So I'm going to use this color only inside the face, and I'm just selecting the face. Now click add, take the color fill option, do not color it. After clicking add, I'm just removing the eye portion. This might be slightly complicated, but once you understand, you will get it after some practice. I've selected the eye portion and I'm removing it. Again, I'm selecting the eye portion and removing it. Again, I'm selecting the nose and removing it. Again, I'm selecting the mouth portion and removing it. So what happens is, I'm just coloring it and showing it to you. So only the face except the eye, nose and mouth is selected. Remove the color fill again. Go to save and load. Press the save icon so that you can use this selection later on. Now going back to the brush. Now you can brush it like completely. It will not come outside the selection. This will have the texture as well, brush texture as well, and also it will be very easy to color. Now let me color a second layer in the corners just to give some shadows. In the left side, I am making it more darker than the right side. And here also, if you see, I have given a shape. I have left this place and I have darkened it in this shape. Also, I am slightly darkening it below the eye. Slightly darkening it a bit below the mouth portion. Slightly, using very light pressure. Do not use more pressure. And a thin line over here, just a very thin line. Here the line is very thick and here it is very thin. I've just made the eyebrow portion as well a little bit darker. We'll color it later with some other color. Now let me use the eraser brush, soft brush, reduce the opacity to around 40% and slightly erase the cheeks portion. Slightly, not with more pressure, slightly. There is a cheeks portion, round, make it into a round shape. Go back to the brush, let it be base brush, and then let me replace one of the color here. Don't worry, I'll include this in the download. I'm selecting this pink color and making some, and then go to the smudge brush and go to the airbrushing. Use the small soft brush, reduce the brush size to 1% and smudge the corners. Just the corners, so that it doesn't have any hard edges. Now go back to the brush. Still the selection is on, make sure it's on, so that you won't paint outside. Like even if you paint outside, it doesn't have any effect in it. Slightly make this a little bit darker in the center and here as well. Now it looks fine. Go back to the smudge brush, soft brush, and again slightly I'm smudging it. Go back to the brush. Let's select a lightly darker color. And select the second color in the second row and reduce the brush size to 5%. Go back to the inking brush, go back to the dry ink brush, reduce the brush size to 6%, reduce opacity to around 50% and just draw some eyebrows. Just give some textures like this, like 1, 2, lift your hand and draw some hairstyles, and that too in a curvy structure. Now let me draw a line for eye. Just a line. And also go back to the soft brush, airbrushing, soft brush, and select the second color in the third row and reduce the brush size to 2% and color the bottom portion of the nose. It's like a shadow, and also some portion below the mouth. It's enough for now. Just remove the selection. Let's draw the eye. Go back to the inking, dry ink, select the fourth color from the right, and let's draw some eye. So I'm using the same dry ink brush to draw the upper lid. I've removed the selection. Let me draw the eyeball as well. For drawing the eyeball, let's take a different brush. Take the marker brush, reduce the size to 8% and reduce the opacity to around 30% and draw the eye. Just one round. Again, go back to the color, select the fourth color from the right and draw a smaller circle than the before one. Now again, go back to the colors and let me replace one of the color with a darker blue. I'm selecting this third color and again coloring the entire eye. So it's like a watercolor, like how you mix the colors on the paper. So that's how I'm forming some layers on the eye portion, giving 2 layers to the eye just to make it a little bit darker. Now go to the brush, soft brush, reduce the size to 4% and create some highlights. Erase brush, soft brush, increase the opacity to 100%, reduce the size to 1% and create some highlights. So when you are drawing the highlight, just make sure you are drawing it in one direction. Like in the right eye, I am drawing it in right. In the left eye also I am drawing it in the right side, so that it feels like it's looking in one direction. Go back to the brush. Go back to the ink bleed brush. Select the 5th color and reduce the opacity to 50%. Just draw some. Increase the opacity to 80%. Reduce the brush size to 5% and draw some hair. This is the ink bleed brush. It's in the same section, inking section. I'm just drawing 5 strands. Don't draw it till the end. Just 5 strands, not much. It's very lengthy. Let me reduce the length. Just very small lines. Yes, this looks fine. Let me make the eye lid also better darker. And that's it. Now let's draw the nose. Select the pink color. Let's start with the pink. Let's go back to the brushing. Go to the eye brushing. Select the soft brush. Reduce the size to 1% and color the lower portion of the nose. I'm clicking undo by using my 2 fingers, reducing the opacity to 40%, and now you can color the lower portion of the nose. Always start with lighter color. If it feels dark, make it lighter. I'm just drawing the lower portion of the nose. And then going back to the 5th color in the 3rd row and making the top portion of the nose slightly darker. Select the 4th color in the first row from the right and just color the top portion and reduce the pressure as you bring down. Use some different tones, like how in the left side it's very dark. I'm also coloring the lower portion as well slightly. Just making the nose slightly bigger. Select the 3rd color in the first row to give some nostrils. That's all. Go back to the inking section and select the ink bleed and give some shapes to the nostril. Using the same color. Change the color to the 4th color from the right in the first row. Just continue giving different color outlines to just have some variation. Hope you like this voiceover and you are able to follow. Please let me know in the I'm just darkening the eyebrow as well. Please let me know in the comment section if these tutorials are helpful and what should I draw next, so that will be helpful for me as well to decide if you are able to follow it or should I take a more simpler subject. Go to the brushing, airbrushing, soft brush, select the pink color and just color your mouth using the soft brush. Now select the first color from the right in the first row and reduce the size to the minimum and just make the top portion of the mouth slightly darker like this so that the tongue will be visible. Increase the size to 2%, 1% and draw some soft outlines here. Now let's start drawing the hair portion. Use the lasso tool. Just select the outer line again and just selecting along with the ear. So while I am selecting the hair portion, let me show you some of my products in the side. These are some of the reels which I created using my products. You can check them out at tinksandtones.com. So why I'm showing these products is, so these are all the products which I created using my own art, and you will be able to convert your art into products like how I did. So I started with bookmarks, greeting cards with a high photo printer which I have. Also I have some outsourced some of the products. And anyone who wants to create a career out of it, it will be a good motivation for you as well, and you can improve your art skill to have a side hustle. So I have now selected the hair portion. Let me save it before coloring it. I am just long pressing the lasso tool. Go to the save and select it. Now we can see the hair portion is selected. First we painted the center face, now the hair. Go back to the brush. Go back to my own brush, the free brush, and just select the first color, slightly darker than the face. You increase the brush size to 25% and start coloring the so it will be easy for you to color without the paint coming outside the line. Yeah, there might be some imperfection. We can correct it later, like in the selection you might have some white space here and here as well. Let me correct it. Go back to the long press the selection tool and select this portion and click add. This also you can do, but I'm not doing it. I'll correct it later manually. I'm just saving it again and removing the old one. Now if you go back to the brush tool, you can color it again. you can color it again. This is again into selection. We have added it. Just using a soft brush smudge tool, like soft brush smudge tool to smudge these hard lines. And now it's good. Now go back to the layer. Let me create one more layer. Bring it below the paint layer. Go back to the color. Select the fifth color. Go back to the brush. Select the same base brush. Reduce opacity to around 40% and just increase the brush size to 25% and just give one layer. So it will darken and it will give a underpaint. So I'm just coloring. So let me show you the difference. If you switch off this paint layer, you can see a very light yellow color in the base. Let me give one more layer. 65% I'm increasing it and I'm just giving an underpaint so that it will become more brighter and cohesive along with the face. So I'm giving a yellow color. Once you switch on this layer, it will create the second layer. Now I'm happy with this. Let me merge it by clicking by just using your fingers to merge it. So how I did it? I just used 2 fingers to merge it. Now go back using the same base brush, using the same first color, the first row from the right. I'm just going to give some structure to the ears, just making the inner portion of the ear slightly darker. Also reduce opacity to 25% and slightly create some variation. Okay, my selection is gone. Let me use the selection. Go back to the save and load. Again select the hair portion and now select the brush and now you can color within the selection. So this is why I asked you to save the selection, so that by mistake if the selection is gone you can select it again. Increase opacity to 40. It's very light, 50%, and just give some variation. Again left side I am making it darker, more darker than the right side. It's just to give some shadow and perspective. Even right side I am just coloring right below the face to show some shadows. Go to the color, select the third color and make the inner portion of the ear a little bit more darker. Just making the lower portion of the hair as well a little bit darker. So this layer is just for the below portion. Even this shadow you can create some line works, like how this is in this direction, V direction, just to denote some hairs. And then this looks fine. Similarly, let's select this crown and give some base color. Just save it. Now go back to the brush, base brush, and select the yellow color and just increase the brightness to opacity to 100%. Just color the entire crown. Now go back to the brush, Go back to the airbrushing, select the medium brush, go back to the color, select the same blue and color the crown portion, just a droplet kind of shape, and you C shape over here, and another inverted C shape over here, and a line over here, and go back. I'm just changing one more color over here, selecting the red color from a different swatch. I'm just saving it so that I will be able to share it with you later. I will be sharing the final color which I've used. In the description you can download it. So this is a draw along with me kind of video. So yeah, I do make some changes here and there to bring some variations. Even if you feel like some other color if you want to choose, that's completely fine. Just choosing random colors. This looks fine. Let me go back to the eraser brush, soft brush. Reduce the size to the minimum, increase the opacity, and increase the brush size to 1% and reduce the opacity to 60%, and just creating some highlights by erasing it. Stone, and the light is getting reflected from the stone. Looks good. Now select the body, just the cloth, add it, select the next portion, add it. Similarly, just select and add it so that it becomes one single selection. If you have any doubt, put it in the comment section. I'll try to post a separate video on it, how to select it using the lasso tool. Saving it. I think I have not selected this portion. Just adding it and saving it. It's fine, later we can edit it. Go back to the brush, go back to the base brush, and go back to the line and select a fourth color in the second row from the right and start coloring. Okay, this is not selected. Let me select it. Long press this lasso tool and then just long press this lasso tool and select this as well and click add. Again save it, remove the previous selection. Now go back to the brush, and if you color it, it will get colored. Now let me select the fifth color from the right in the third row and go back to the airbrushing and select the soft brush. Let the opacity be at 40%, brush size at 1%, and just color the cloth. Increase the opacity to 60%, it's very light, and just color the cloth. Just adding one more layer. It's just very dull, so I'm just making it brighter. Now go back to the color and select the third color in the, from the right in the third row, and draw a circle over here and here, and select the red color and draw one line over here. Just in the end, you can give some color variation, and in here as well, just color it. I'm just coloring it with very light pressure so that it doesn't have a hard edge. Now go to the eraser soft brush and similarly create a highlight. Opacity at 60%, brush size at 1%, just creating a highlight over here. Now this looks good. Let me use the same select option, select the body portion. That's it. Now save it and select the brush. Go back to the fifth color in the third row. Increase the brush size to 5%. Increase the opacity. Go back to the brush. Go back to the base brush. 25% and increase the opacity and entirely color it. Now I can see this portion is not selected. Just long press the lasso tool and just select this portion as well. And click add. It will add to the previous selection, and click the plus icon. Now go back to the brush, same brush, and color this area as well. That's it. Now go back to the color, select the fourth color from the right in the first row, and color the center portion of the leg and some fingers as well. And make some portion of the legs a little bit darker so that it gives some structure to the front legs. So here I am making it darker. And this portion as well, slightly darker. It's like a negative painting. If you paint this darker portion, your hands and legs will be more visible. Again I am making it darker under the cloth as well. Just giving a second layer. Now go to the smudge brush, use the same soft brush, increase the brush size to 3% and just smudge it. Smudge the hard edges. Need not be perfect. Just smudge the hard edges. Don't over smudge it, will not look good. Just smudge it very lightly and then go back to the brush. No, before that I forgot to smudge this portion. Let me smudge it. Go back to the brush, go back to the inking section, select the ink bleed and go to the color, select the fourth color in the second row from the right. Increase the brush size to 15%, decrease the opacity to 50% and just give some shapes to the leg. That's it. And here is some lines over here. So now before continuing, let me switch off the outline layer. Outline layer is not needed now. If you want it, you can keep it. That's completely fine. I just wanted to create a painterly effect and I'm just switching it off. Going back to the brush, it's in the same ink bleed. Let me create some more outlines. Go back to the color, select the red color and give some lines. Increase the opacity to 75% and just color it, make it more darker. That's it. Now go back to the brush, go back to the base brush, go back to the color, select the fifth color in the third row, increase the brush size to 50% and slightly make the left portion slightly darker. This is just to bring some variation. Don't color it entirely like how I did before. Just color the left side portion. Like in this leg only the left portion and in this leg only the left portion and in this leg only the left side you can draw. What did I do? Now the basic shadow portion is done. Now switch off the lasso tool, go back to the airbrushing, select the medium brush, brush opacity at 70%, brush size at 2%, select the fourth color and let me start giving some shadows. I have not used any selection over here. This is going to be small details. So you can just color it without using any selection. You can, if you don't find it comfortable, you can use the selection as well. So I'm just giving some darker shadows here and there. You can follow along. If you want to give the same shadows, you can just follow along with me. So this will remove the white portion wherever we have not painted anything. This will remove those. So even while drawing the shadow, I'm just using some hair texture, like hair shapes here and there. Just trust the process. You might feel, oh, this is not good, this doesn't look like what I've drawn, or it may not be completely satisfied, but just trust the process. In the end, it will look good. Even if it is not, just keep practicing and it will all be fine. Go back to the smudge brush, soft brush. Just going to remove some hard edges. Not going to smudge entirely everything, just using the lifting brush technique, like without completely smudging, just use the lifting. Do not smudge too much like how I did now, just in random places. Just removing the hard edges. Now go back to the brush, medium brush, and select the fifth color, the first row. Or go back to the base brush and reduce the size to 10%, and I'm just going to create some darker shadows using different brushes in different places gives some different textures, like just shaping the structure of the line. So here you have, you might not see the light falling on these portions of the leg, so making it darker will highlight the other portion, like how I made it dark and how this leg is getting visible more. Just drawing some, scribbling some portion of the cloth to have a very rough, feels like there's a design or something. Just scribbling lightly over the cloth and just making this collar as well darker. Like how some small shadow makes the whole painting pop up. The shadow matters a lot. Even here you might leave it as it is, so if you like make it little bit darker and lighter when variation, look good. I hope you get the point, like how this is looking and how this is looking. It just creates some depth to it, some structure to it, rather being a plain flat structure. It just gives some structure to it. Reducing the brush size to 1%, 2% should be fine. Making the mouth a bit darker, thicker maybe, to put it correctly. I'm just making it slightly thicker so that it is visible. Now going back to the color, selecting the red color, the second color, and going back to the same brush, base brush, increase the size to 4%, reduce opacity to 50%, and color the tongue portion, just the left side. Having some variation, it looks good. Now again, using the same brush, increase the size to 25% and just make the cheeks a little bit darker, only in the center. Looks good. And make with the same color, just slightly give a variation below, right below the eye, and also right above the eye, just to make it darker with the same color. Now go back to the color, select the first color and make the face slightly darker in the left, so it has some variations in the color. So I'm just coloring the left side of the line. So if you can see here, this portion is darker than this portion, slightly. Going back to the color, select the fourth color, just making it more darker. So made all the darker places more darker. Now, before moving on to the next layer, duplicate this layer so that it will become darker, and further change this to either to a linear burn or to a color burn, whichever you like better, and reduce the opacity to whichever feels right for me, very light, like 10% is fine. Now if you switch on, you'll see slightly it has increased the contrast. Slightly increase it to 20%. You can see the difference now. Now choose the smudge brush. I can see some, before smudging it, merge the layer and just, if you see too much of structure to the hair, you can just use a smudge tool. Then go back to the brush, decrease the opacity to 100%, reduce the size to 3%, and give some structure to the ear. Fine, looks good. Now let's start giving my highlights. Create one new layer, put it in add, and select the air brushing, soft brush. Select the first color from the right and the third row. Reduce the brush size to 2% and let's start creating some highlights. Reducing the size to give some highlights to the eye. Same push, same place. See this just one line in the nose. Reduce the opacity to 80%. Gives a lot of difference. Gives a structure. This is also a pressure sensitive brush, so you can use light brush as you want. That is it. Let me create some highlights in the jewel portion as well, which is much needed. That's it. Hope you enjoyed it. If you liked my video, just please comment below. Let me know how you enjoyed your video. If you are sharing your artwork, please tag me at Tints and Toons in Instagram and share it. I would be glad to see your artworks and it will be a good motivation for me as well. Thank you for watching until here.